So Jabrill Peppers continues on his breakout year and turns out to be an upgrade for Landon Collins.
At strong safety, an upgrade from Collins.
Okay,
really good strong safety.
Yes, let's just pretend.
Collins just got like an $80 million contract.
Okay,
I wonder why that is.
Let's just pretend, right? All right.
That's a good point.
They get Haskins. Okay, so now we have a quarterback. And they get DK Metcalf. I texted you this guy last night. He is a beast. He's Julio Jones. Have you seen him from Ole Miss?
Yes, I know exactly who Metcalf is. I know the 40 he ran.
Yes. Imagine that's our team. How do you feel?
Molly, they picked up the pick because they think they're going to have to move up in the first round in order to get Haskins. They only have to do that because they insisted on trying. They beat the Bears. They beat at a certain point by a field goal.
What is going on, people? At the beginning of this video, I may play the audio from the show because, of course, I can't show the video. Probably can't even do the audio, but I'm going to see if I can add the audio at the beginning of the video so y'all can actually hear the exchange between Molly Qerim and Max Kellerman. So y'all can actually hear the exchange because you really have to see it. Now, I'll also put a link to the video. You can go and check it out. Check out the comments. They were really getting into Molly Qerim. Now, I haven't watched much of First Take, I would say, since the year that Skip left, even with Max Kellerman, because Max Kellerman is still trying to find his footing. I think he's now, I would say, over the past year or so, has found his footing from what I have seen when I have tuned into First Take. All right. But I had heard talk that Molly Qerim was leaving. She's still there. So I don't know if that was a rumor. I don't know if that, she's going to leave when her contract is up. I'm not sure because she also, I believe, does the morning show, right? Doesn't she do the morning show? Oh no, that's the other female. But anyway, that shows you how less of ESPN I'm watching. I'm watching more Fox Sports than ESPN. But in this exchange, man, it's very interesting how she tries to insert her opinions. Now, she does look good, and she's very good eye candy, and ESPN did a really good job putting her in that spot. I believe they upgraded, okay? And what's crazy was that, right after she gets the gig, her and Jalen Rose get together. Married. I believe she's had a kid since then. So, and shout out to Jalen Rose. Shout out to Jalen Rose. But it doesn't make Molly Qerim, since being the moderator of the show, she likes to insert her opinions onto the panelists. She likes to insert her opinions. Listen, there's nothing wrong with her inserting her opinion. She's allowed to have an opinion, right? But I feel like she's coming from a place of emotion and thinking woman first in some of the instances. Like she had to stop Max Kellerman from speaking his honest opinion on something. Max Kellerman had to rethink what he was saying because she had to make sure that he was sensitive to all of the snowflakes out there, and there's been a few instances of her doing this. But what she will do is she will insert her opinion when they're talking about football stuff or even basketball. But in this particular video, she really thought she was saying something. They're talking about Odell Beckham Jr. and the trade from the Giants to the Browns and how the Giants really screwed this up. And I think that Dave Gettleman, he was the GM in Carolina. He did a very good job taking apart what was built by Marty Herney. But anyway, and in that situation, he did not do a very good job as a GM. That's why he ended up getting fired. But of course, the Giants organization liked Dave Gettleman, and they brought him back. This is what they call the good old boys network of sports. You rehire guys who y'all know ain't gonna have to do a good job, but you're comfortable with them. They're social with each other, they're comfortable with them, right? So they're speaking about football. She mentions how they got all these draft picks, right? And they also got Jabrill Peppers, the safety, to replace Landon Collins. And she talked about how they're going to use the first round pick that they got, okay, to get DK Metcalf, the 6'5" wide receiver from Ole Miss. Bit of a different player than Odell Beckham Jr., but y'all get what I'm saying. And Max Kellerman had to remind her that you can tell that Max was frustrated listening to her because there's women out there that really know nothing about sports and really should stop. This is why Molly Qerim needs to stop inserting her opinion. But because she feels like because she's the moderator, she has to speak up at the most opportune times. In this situation, she should have stayed low key. Because what he had to remind her was that they are going to pretty much use that draft pick to trade up to get the quarterback. That they're not going to just be able to use their first round pick to get Dwayne Haskins. Their target is Dwayne Haskins. They say that they're behind Eli. This is why I don't think maybe they are looking to get Eli. Well, not Eli, looking to get Dwayne Haskins maybe, but they should. They definitely should draft Dwayne Haskins with their first pick. And what Max Kellerman was telling her, he was like, look, Molly, they're not going to be able to use those 2 draft picks on 2 different players. They're going to have to use both of them to trade up because Dwayne Haskins could be off the board after the first couple picks. And see, this is exactly why Molly should just not say nothing. Because what's going to end up happening is that she's going to put herself in a position to get embarrassed. To basically be told, listen, your football knowledge ain't enough. You don't know about the ins and outs of trading and what this draft pick can do, and if this is a good draft pick or not so good draft pick, what a compensatory pick is. Jabrill Peppers is talented, but he's not Landon Collins. He could be, but there's a reason why he got traded. Okay? Because the Browns don't feel like he's a franchise defensive player. And she got very quiet after that. And see, and when you hear Max, and listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Max Kellerman. I think he can be a goofball. I think he's a SJW, sports commentator. He tries to be so politically correct, and it comes off as ass kissing. But that's Max Kellerman. But I feel like he got her in that particular moment, and this is why she needs to tone it down. Stop trying to, hover over people's opinions and adding your 2 cents when really it's not needed. When you look at Fox Sports, you look at Undisputed, the moderators that they have are not there to, put their opinions out there on knowledge they know nothing about. Okay? Now, some of these comments were hilarious. Okay? One person says, if Molly wants to talk this much, fair enough, but in return, she has to work naked. Molly somewhere triggered reading these comments. Use me as a shut the fuck up Molly button. Why does Molly talk so much when her job description doesn't even call for that, bro? What the fuck is Molly talking about? DK Metcalf is not Julio Jones. Yeah, because she compared him to Julio Jones. She was like, you got this big time receiver, DK Metcalf. He ran this great 40 time. I sent you a text message talking about that. I sent you a message about how good he is. And everybody's looking like, oh my God, I bet the producers are like, Molly, calm down, Molly. Molly, calm down, Molly. We get it. You're excited. You want everybody to know that you have been doing some research on football. Okay? Oh my goodness. Might sound stupid, but this time I actually agree with Max. Molly, have you heard of DK Metcalf? He's Julio Jones. Max, no, Molly. I cover professional sports for a living, and I never heard of him. What the fuck kind of question is that? Yeah, she asked him, have you heard of DK Metcalf? And it's like, yes, we know who he is. We saw him at the NFL Combine, okay? This is exactly why we say women don't know sports. Yeah, you can't be a woman who wants to talk sports and act completely goofy in that particular moment. You don't know who DK Metcalf is. You saw a clip on Twitter, and you sent the clip trying to make it seem like you knew who he was, and you probably didn't. Probably didn't know he went to Ole Miss. Probably didn't even know whether he played wide receiver or tight end. But I will say this though, The Giants maybe could have gotten a little bit more, but I think they just wanted to send him to Cleveland, to be honest with you. They want to send him to a place he didn't want to go. He already signed that extension, so he's going to have to tough it out with the remaining years on that contract, which is still a lot of money. But it seems to me that they wanted to make sure he went to the Browns. But the moves that the Browns are making, it looks like they have the potential to be a contender, man. They're making a lot of moves. I have to give the Browns front office credit. They were able to draft a quarterback worth something, but we will see. They've been making some moves free agency-wise. They went and got Kareem Hunt, Odell, of course. They signed Sheldon Richardson on their defensive front. They're just making a ton of moves. They're trying to be aggressive. And I will say this, though. They have a lot of money tied up in their wide receivers. So we're going to see what happens in that particular situation. But I think with Molly, you're there on First Take to look good. You're there to calm down the SJW, womanist agenda that we need more women, at the table to talk sports, to be seen. Well, you're being seen, but nobody wants to hear what you have to say. And I kind of like Molly. She can be a bit of a womanist here and there, but still, she always seemed cool to me. But y'all can let me know what you think in the comment section below. And let me know your thoughts.